Every November for the past 20 years, the Philippines has taken part in an 18-day campaign to end violence against women. This year's campaign started on Monday. CNA's Buena Bernal reports on what Filipino advocates are doing to care for survivors and to push for institutionalized support. This story contains accounts of sexual violence and trauma.
Her world felt unsafe when she was raped back in university by her intimate partner, who was a human rights advocate in the Philippines.
If I look back, it was really hard to process. And I think up until now, I'm still processing certain portions, even if it happened a long time ago. I was also angry and frustrated with the community where we were in, because the community where we were in were all about, principles.
1 in 8 women and girls worldwide have been raped or sexually assaulted before the age of 18, based on UNICEF estimates in October. The actual number of cases is likely higher. Many remain unreported due to fear of retaliation, shame, or a lack of support. Filing a case can be a lengthy and challenging process, and it would require express consent from a survivor of sexual violence. Local officials say in tight-knit communities, friendship and family ties between perpetrators and responders who man community-based hotlines or are part of formal and informal reporting channels might also discourage survivors from speaking out.
May mga times kasi na the leaders and authorities tendency are nagmi-mediate sila doon pa lang sa barangay level or community level, and then hindi na aabot sa proper authorities, hindi na pumapasok sa prosecutor's office at the expense of the victims and the trauma.
But where institutions may fail, peer support emerges as a resource. Women-led volunteer networks of care provide survivors safe spaces for conversations and healing.
Data will give us a big picture of what's wrong in our society, where these conversations about harm and violence are taking place. It's also telling us which areas, which kinds of relationships are probably hotspots for these experiences of violence. But what the data misses out, or what the reporting mechanism misses out, is this whole difficult situation where a person who has experienced the harm has to make sense of what happened.
Filipino advocates like Jean Enriquez and her group conduct community workshops to educate people about the process of reporting accounts of sexual violence. Government-appointed community watch groups are formed, and first responders receive gender sensitivity training.
So it's very embedded in patriarchal cultures that the women are the ones blamed, and women and children hear that and they internalize that, such that they find it very hard to find the courage often to come out and seek support or access to justice for what they have suffered.
For survivors I've spoken to, they say that in the end, the courage to move forward comes from within. Circles of care, whether in the form of peer support or institutionalized social protection, can bring much-needed comfort. To know that when speech fails and tears flow, there are women helping women, believing they are each their sister's keeper. Buena Bernal, CNA, Philippines.